5 gym mistakes you should avoid. Are you gymming but not able to view any improvements in your body? Do you want to know how some ways by which you can increase your effectiveness of gym exercise? Well, you're at the right place. You want to know more? Stay tuned to the video. Hey guys, and welcome back to Weight Loss Secrets. We have all the necessary details regarding 5 gym mistakes you should avoid, which will eventually help you by all means. Let's get to know about it. By all means, the gym could be the only savior for some people who need changes in terms of their bodies. Other people don't receive their desired results, which causes major disappointment. There could be several reasons for eating less to doing some incorrect exercises. One such major reason could be gym mistakes. You're new to the gym and supposedly do not have any clue about some of the mistakes you are making unintentionally. Further, let's get to know about gym mistakes and how to avoid them. Let's jump right into the first big mistake and how to avoid it. The mistake is lifting things off the ground without a curved back. Back injuries are one of the major injuries people experience while gymming and exercising. It is extremely necessary to maintain the natural curve of the back while exercising, especially while lifting weights, else it could lead to some serious injuries. However, when people lift heavy weights, they often tend to curve their back in the opposite direction. It's almost similar to doing a standing crunch. Shoulders drop, the chest comes forward, and further compress into the abdomen. The back ends up looking slouched over, as the person holding the barbell or heavy weights lifts it in that position for deadlifts, rows, or for whatever specific exercise. This could lead to the chance of injury to the lower back, which is almost high. This is because all of that pressure gets transferred to the lower vertebrates. There are certain instructions by which you can avoid these problems. All you need to do is stick your hips out and chest out in a very aggressive and exaggerated way. Further, bend down and grab the weight from that position. The arc created by sticking your chest and hips out should be maintained throughout the entire exercise or lifting. You can do this in front of the mirror to avoid disturbance in your posture. By maintaining this lumbar curve, you can avoid some injuries whenever you are trying to do some bend over exercises or lifting. Next big mistake that should be avoided at the gym are squats. Squats are one of the most major exercises in the gym. Some people do not like to do squats, but everyone should squat at least once a day. You should learn the correct procedure to do so, as it will help avoid any sort of injuries. One of the mistakes people make while lowering themselves for a squat is that they come up to their toes and their knees and further move past their toe line. This is because people try to keep their back perfectly straight during the squat, as they think this is the correct form. You could be one of those people. If the same people would just sit down in their chairs, they would never sit down in the same posture. To correct the same posture, sit back on your heels. Certainly, you'll know that you're doing it the right way when you can tap your toes up and down while performing the squat. Sit on your heels and stick your hips backward while keeping your chest upward facing the mirror. You can keep the posture maintained by facing the mirror. This will also help in maintaining the natural curve of the back, and it's normal to bend down at your lower back to balance out the squat. This is part of the posture for a squat. All you have to do is make sure that the chest is in the same position. A real easy way of doing the squats the right way is by starting with a bench or chair behind you, followed by sitting down and standing up. This will help you to do a proper squat. The next mistake which should be avoided are chest presses. Whether it be dumbbells or barbells, people tend to make mistakes. The major mistake beginners tend to make while chest press is that they do not tend to flare their elbows out. It is sort of a rule that whenever you come down for a chest press, your elbows should be at a 45-degree angle from your body. You should not flare them out too much because that may put extra pressure on the joints of your shoulders, which is not at all needed. You must not make them, or rather want them, be squeezed too tight to your body. One of the major mistakes beginners tend to make while doing a chest press is the latter, and further end up doing a chest press which doesn't involve their chest as much as they have thought about. Instead, what gets into working is your front part of your shoulder, which is the anterior deltoid and the triceps. In most cases, this bad posture goes hand in hand with their wrists, which are hyperextended, which means they are bent too far towards the back. To correct this, all you have to do is restrain the pattern by dropping the weights. As beginners have pretty well built triceps and shoulder muscles, which is why they end up using those instead of their chest, but the main aim is 45-degree angles and neutral wrists. The next mistake which should be avoided at the gym is doing incorrectly a standard overhead press. This is also called standard military press. While doing the standard overhead press, the major mistake people tend to make is arching your back too far out. If you're making the same mistakes, we have the absolute solution to avoid this mistake. Arching back too far out puts pressure on the top part of your back, which is next to the cervical vertebrae, along with the lower back, next to the lumbar region. It almost acts in such a way where the top part and the bottom part is trying to fold together, which further leads to putting all the vertebrae in between. The lower back gets under a lot of pressure, and once again this can further lead to a lower back injury. Doing this incorrectly in a consistent way could lead to some serious long-term effects which can take weeks and months to recover from. A lot of the time, the problem isn't the core strength, even though it could be one of the major problems. You should make a rule for this problem, and it should be a surety. You can do so by strengthening your core as much as you can. The bigger and major problem in the case could be the lack of range of motion in the shoulder joints. You can test your shoulder mobility by standing with your arm against the flat surface, similar to a wall with no further weights in your arms. You have to place your arms against the wall in the shoulder press position and then start slowly bringing your hands up to your head. If your back starts curving up off against the wall midway through your press, then you might have some shoulder mobility issues. Until you get full shoulder mobility, you should avoid this exercise as it could lead to injury to your lower back. The next mistake people do, which should be avoided, is consistently doing cardio. A majority of people are obsessed with the idea of burning calories, and this could be one of the major reasons why people run towards the gym. This is because they think doing heavy cardio exercises, they'll certainly lose weight abruptly. This is not true to fact. Your cardio exercises should be accompanied with other strength training exercises along with a set of other exercises. To achieve a certain body, you must follow all the patterns of exercises which are set up in routine. Trying to skip them could lead to failure. Alongside, consistency is the key. You should not tend to skip your exercise or procrastinate, as this will not help you attain your desired results and further lead to disappointment. You should focus on being consistent along with eating a balanced diet, especially protein-rich diets. This will surely help you achieve your desired results. Well, this is all about 5 gym mistakes you should avoid. Gymming isn't all about doing exercises. To achieve the desired result, you should consider doing the pre-workout, eating well, performing the exercises right away, and most of all, being consistent. What are your favorite gym exercises? What is your pre-workout warm-up routine? Do let us know. And most importantly, if you want to be updated on a single topic related to gymming techniques, or other topics you prefer, then you should consider subscribing to the channel and press the bell icon. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.